name is Tallulah, and today I will be playing 4 songs for you, 2 of which are my own songs that I wrote myself, and I'll tell you before I sing them why I wrote them and what they mean to me. But first for you, I have a song that I think everyone here will know, Imagine by John Lennon. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can leave the greed or hunger, brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. And my second song for you today is one of my originals. This one is called The Weirder. Funny story, when I signed up for my sound, I had not actually written this song yet. And so I had decided on the spot that I was going to write a song called The Weirder, but I had absolutely no way I had no comprehension at all of what I was going to write. But then when I really delved into the thought of what does the weirder mean to me, and I thought of it as a way of hiding yourself. And I think that you may, if you really listen to what's been said in the song, you'll be able to understand what I mean. But playing dolls and sandcastles was always just a show. Your heart was cold to no chances for all you ever know. but it is not my own. It is called Honeybee by Some Padros. My last song that I'm going to be playing for you is the other of my originals. This one is called Dollar Time, and I wrote this one when we went into holiday in the very fancy part of Melbourne. And as we walked down the streets with all the expensive designer shops and people with fancy handbags, you could see on every corner there would be someone who was homeless and who was sitting on, say, a piece of cardboard with a can or a hat in front of them asking for money so they can go buy food or to spend the night in a hotel. And I decided to write this song because I thought that it was a very sad, very, very sad thing to see. and the night's gone. It's just another night, you know, it's just another song. And if you don't have a thing to eat, you're gonna have to deal with it, 'cause you won't be getting richer anytime soon, 'cause there's no one there to hold your hand, not even give a dollar. There's no one there who really cares. You only be a bother. And you say na 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 na. We are human, we just like you. You say na 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 na. Turn away like it's you too. Oh, never say you check. It's just a dollar. There's no left my time. So na 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 na. It's just a dollar. It's not worth my time. Oh, they say we ain't human because we live outside. Oh, they treat us like petty servants because we threw away our pride. Oh, I scream, take time away. I scream until you were saying, so gently down my head. It's not like you care. There's no one to hold you, not even give a dollar. There's no one there who really cares. You only be a bother. It's na 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 na. We are human, we just like you. It's na 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 na. You know like I guess I hate you too. Oh, never say you check. Just a dollar. It's not worth my time. Na 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 na. Just a dollar is not worth my time. It's na 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 na. It's just a dollar is not worth my time.
Hi, Tallulah. I'll use the. Just wanted to talk to you about mic technique. No, I didn't. I don't need to talk to you about mic technique because you had excellent volume control with your voice. I was really pleased to see that. I thought you had a beautiful voice, beautiful tone, great control, just a real natural ease with it. And I'm sure there's a hell of a lot more you could do with that instrument of yours, with the voice. Loved your original songs. So refreshing to see some original music played. I'm a big supporter and advocate for original music, so I was really pleased to see that. Great songs, great stories. We could get into the critiquing the original songs, but I'm not going to do that. I just big up for you playing original songs and having the courage to do that. Your explanations were excellent, really drew us in and took us on the journey. So thank you very much for that. What I'm going to pick on for you or help you with some constructive criticism is your guitar playing. I just really want you to work with your teacher, if you've got a teacher, or in your own time, on your right hand control. So it's particularly your strumming. When you're strumming chords that have open strings that are not meant to ring out in that chord, you need to be really careful to only play the strings that are meant to be played in that chord, because there was quite a few times during your performance where there was notes that were ringing out that shouldn't have been ringing out, so they were dissonant and discord in the music. That will really clean up the sound of your music if you do that. And obviously, you're fairly new to guitar, I could tell, so just keep working away, just keep plugging away at practicing those trouble spots. I noticed that you're pretty good with most of the basic chord changes and while you're singing and those are happening right, but there's a few little trouble spots that you come across, and I can see the hesitation, it throws your timing and all that sort of thing. So really just work on those, go backwards and forwards over the chords that are before and after those changes. Just sit there and do it for half an hour until you get that change muscle memory really hardwired into your head. It'll just really help with those moments to iron those little sort of awkward spots out. Apart from that, like I would really like to actually see you put down the guitar and play with an accompanist, maybe someone else who plays the guitar, so you can just really let go and use that beautiful voice that you've got to its fullest capacity, because I think that is your real strong suit. You've got an amazing voice, and I'd love to see you actually just have nothing else in your hand and be able to use your body and your hands to express and get into a vocal performance in that way. So maybe we'll see something like that sometime in the future. Over to you, Ed.
Yes, Tallulah, which I think Tim informed me means running water. Is that correct?
It does, yeah.
Which is a beautiful name. I just wanted to add a couple more things to what Tim was saying, and that was that you're a storyteller, and I'm sure you know that, but I hold in high regard people who are able to have an experience out in the community, then write a song about it, then get up on a stage and draw complete strangers into that story. That's an incredibly powerful thing. So when we're talking about your guitar technique, it's just that once you sort out getting a handle on this thing with wood and brass strings and whatever else and electronics, once you get a handle on that, it's just another tool for you to, because you've already got a powerful medium to use, and I can tell you have your courage of your convictions when you're singing. You've got a very soulful voice, and in a way, it's like you almost don't need to really worry about your vocals in that regard. And yeah, like Tim was saying, if you had an accompanist, it means you wouldn't have to worry about that at all. But it is also great, as Tim would know, to be able to travel around just yourself with a guitar. It's actually a very efficient way to go touring. Yeah, and that song Dollar Time, it had a real pop quality to it. And the na 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 bit was really catchy, so it made me think that could even be a single. And it's a social conscious thing, and so good on you for that. It is really refreshing to hear somebody kind of looking at their environment and then reflecting on it in the song. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say, and really appreciate the introductions to the songs and explaining why, and I guess we'd look forward to hearing you play more original stuff. And like Tim was saying, we both hold that in really high regard, so good on you, and thanks for your performance today.